What's up, everybody? Welcome to another GEST replay from GEST April, sponsored by Gigabyte, called the Gigabyte Esports Tournament. Very original title, but covered by Ghost of Gamers. Big shouts to Gods. A lot of the games are uploaded on his channel or in his VOD section. But if you're ever tired of listening to me or listening to my co-cast, you can always find them there. But anyway, this is a very, very exciting match. One of the best games of the tournament so far, I think. And with me to share in this excitement is Luminous making his return to Dota 1. And it's another Southeast Asian game. You ready?
Yes, I am.
Alright, let's start the replay. 3, 2, 1, go. Try to keep up with me this time, as your Warcraft 3
Try to get on your level. I know it's hard.
notorious for being beyond shit. Anyway, we are watching Mineski versus Starsboba. Starsboba really have reformed just recently in this Join Dota article I actually just read, and I think they found a sponsor. This game actually happened before then, but they are one of the strongest Vietnamese teams ever, and they are one of your fan favorites, as I know.
Yep, they are. They always pick funny. They always play funny. Funny not in like a suboptimal kind of funny way, but awesomely weird stuff. And I do believe this game might give us a couple of awesome picks as well.
Meanwhile, Mineski, the team that you love to hate, even though you actually love
hate.
them.
I mean,
Even though you actually love them, because every game you cast of them, I think except for one, they just lose. But anyway,
I hate casting them though. I could say that for sure because their games are actually so action packed that you don't even have time to sit down and analyze anything. It's just like, oh, kills here and then kills here and then more kills here.
Yeah, you
So
know
it's
what Lewis actually just tries to do in his commentary is just to sit in the lowest position, drink a cup of tea while he sips, and just calmly analyzes the game.
that's how I do it. Yeah.
It's just a very analytical, deep meaning into the secrets of life.
At half speed, make sure the chi and the feng shui is all there.
Confucius, man. Confucius. Yeah. But I think instead of Confucius, you're more just confused. Anyway, let's go into these picks and bans. Darkseer is a common ban in these replays. Actually, a lot of the bans were not seen on Ghost of Gamers, so I scoured the depths of the internet, aka I just typed in a different address into my address bar. And Darkseer was actually a pretty common ban, along with Lycanthrope. Saw a decent number of bans, but really, Rubik, Lycan, Naga, Queen of Pain, Shadow Demon, gank heavy heroes, and Naga were really the primary focuses of the bans in this tournament, even though only 6 games have been released. So does that really indicate anything to you? Except, gankers. They're lame.
Yeah, man. The trend is to either ban gankers or harder gank heroes. Darkseer is a harder gank hero given the fact that he's tanky and surge and he makes his teammates harder gank. Naga, similar stuff. You pop the ultimate and there goes your entire gank. But yeah, more of the picks, they are going to pick more gankers or harder gank heroes. Seems like Mineski is taking the latter approach. Rubik is in the pool, and I'm expecting that thing to be picked up. A lot of the fanboys out there are saying that that's the best hero, the best ultimate, the best everything. I've yet
definitely not the best ultimate.
Right, I've yet to be convinced, but I'm hoping to see it being picked up. We do see Shadow Demon and Slaughter being picked up. That's a standard lane combination. Does fairly well throughout most stage of the game, and that Purge might not do too much though against this Mineski lineup so far.
Would you say it's refreshing to see a different style play after seeing very, very either push or just late game from teams in Dota 2? Just seeing all-out crazy action plays. Of course, we expect that from any Mineski game, but teams like Trust, Orange, they play a little bit more slowly, more deliberately, but they are still play action-packed games. Do you?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no.
Dang.
Can I say something maybe a little bit inappropriate for my channel, but definitely we're a lot more chillax here, right? In BBallin channel.
Go for it, man.
Okay, Southeast Asian Dota is like tentacle hentai, right?
Oh no.
And I'm not speaking from experience here.
No.
I'm not speaking from experience here, but as I heard, if you watch one, you watch all. And that's exactly how Southeast Asian game goes, man. If you watch one, you know how all of them is going to end. We predict 2 kills for every 2 seconds. And yeah, a lot of action.
Actually, I just casted Southeast Asian games just before this cast, and it wasn't all kills. So maybe things have slowed down. Not Mineski. Their style is just to go as aggressive as possible. Especially, I think Jay is their captain. No, Woots is their captain. I'm pretty sure. But Jay, notorious for being aggressive. That's a player you love to hate.
Aggressive is a way to put it. Yes. Feeding is another, but it's all good.
No windrunner for Jay, but I think he's going to play the Quap as we're going to see some different picks even by the Southeast Asian standard. We're going to see a Visage being picked up. Of course, the Naga, a very stable pick. Shadow Demon, a very stable pick. Lanaya, also a stable pick. Visage is a hero we don't see too much, and Starsboba is going to bring it back, and this might indicate Starsboba, they aren't, like, they just try out different things, and they oftentimes work, but they don't really have a set play style. Usually they do better in the mid game. I don't really think of them as all-out pushers. I don't really think they're fantastically great at team fights, but they're pretty good at everything. So Visage and Krob, very odd, considering you have the best ganker in the game, in my opinion, Shadow Demon, and then we have one of the best laners in the game in Visage, and then you have one of the best pushers in the game in Krob. I mean, it's just like a mixed basket.
Well, I think Visage definitely lent himself for a little bit more pushing and ganking as well. I mean, a lot of his presence is in the Soul Assumption, the big nuke, and I feel like this is like more or less like a all-in kind of trialing. If this trialing wins, it wins. If it doesn't, it fails. Because a Visage outside of the laning stage, if he doesn't have like 20 assists to his name, he's not going to do too much, and 20 is an exaggeration. Let me know when to actually go back to 1x speed.
Yeah, I'm at 1x speed. I'm going to pause 3 play at 11:45 so we can talk about the players and stuff like that.
Okay.
Are you at 11:45?
I'm 11:45, but let me finish my thoughts on this Visage. Actually, I feel like with so much slow being picked up by the team, I guess by so much slow, it's just the TA traps. You can actually get some very reliable stuns here with the birds, which actually is pretty a big deal, especially against slow-moving heroes such as Shaker and Crystal Maiden. So, do you look towards that for the early game? Of course, or mid game. Sorry, the early game presence of Visage is unparalleled with the Soul Catcher. Not Soul Catcher, Soul Assumption, and you're always going to get off considering that you're going to have Disruption, you're going to have a Crush, and then pretty much it's going to set off. So the X factor in terms of a Tri-Lane versus Tri-Lane, if that's going to be the case, watch out for the Shaker. He has to get off some really good defensive fissures, or this Sensor on Tri-Lane is going to just die.
Okay, I think since this is a decently length game, I think we're ready on pause. I'll introduce the players then. So
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go! As we're just going to introduce the players. Jay is playing the Quap. Expect a very aggressive Quap, and he's not really going to be relying on Windrunner to escape or stuff like that, so he's going to have that Blink Seal so he can go as aggressive as he wants. Jules playing that Naga, RR playing the Crystal Main, Oa playing the DK, and Woots playing the Earthshaker, and I believe you are very well acquainted with the Starsboba team who picked up 2 couriers themselves. Not something I usually see them do.
Yeah, we'll talk about the couriers in a bit. Rekka playing the Shadow Demon, David playing the Slaughter on the bot lane. TA is going to be played by Yuna, which I also believe is Manga Q or Manga Ecchi for some of the old school viewers of Starsboba. And we have Jessica, who actually, I don't know if it's a new tag or a new player in general, playing a Krob on the top lane. And seems like Visage is going to be handled by Archie. Archie used to actually play the Visage back in 2010, like long time ago. This was when Tri-Lane was a lot more popular. And he was the player that played Visage as well, so he knows how to play this hero. And this lane's not hard to play. Like, it's just, on the autopilot. You just get a disrupt and everything else follows.
Yeah, and this is a really nice job of Starsboba knowing Mineski. They know Mineski, they love to red tri-lanes. They're going to correctly identify which lane they're going to put their tri-lane against. Just exploit the Visage advantage to the fullest, but let's go back to those couriers. What's the deal, Starsboba? Are you turning on us?
I feel like, nice War Deny, or Rune Deny here by Shadow Demon, attacking past the crevice. But the cool thing about the more important thing about Bottle Crow is that the only really true way to beat a Bottle Crow is to either gank the hell out of the DK, which is not going to happen because you're going to have a tri-lane bot, so you're not going to have that other ganker, or you're going to have Bottle Crow yourself, because if he's constantly harassing you, it don't matter how good you last it, as we see Crystal Maiden about to go down. Good defensive fissure, but the Crush is going to get off. We're going to have Soul Assumption being dropped off as well. Any Soul Assumption just yet? He's getting fogged right now, and that minus armor doing massive damage. There's a Soul Assumption. Crystal Maiden is going to go down here. Crush is going to get off a second time. Soul Assumption, very low cooldown, but he doesn't have the mana to do it anymore. Very high mana cost for the level 1 Soul Assumption. Another Nova, or excuse me, that's not a Nova, that's a Riptide. Everyone's such low HP, but no one going down. Visage hits level 2, and he's going to have Soul Assumption. Again, just a couple of points of mana.
Yeah, and getting that early first blood for the Scourge side, it's really going to help, especially in terms of double bottle crowing. In the mid lane, I actually casted this matchup just in the last game I casted, TA versus DK, and TA can out-harass the DK, but she shouldn't be able to out-root control the DK unless she gets a decent number of points into Sideblade once DK picks up the bottle, and it's really up to the TA to deny the bottle for as long as possible, just being really aggressive. It looks like Disruption is going to be casting once again on the Naga, crushed once more, and Earthshaker has no mana for Fissure, as Woods picked up kill on David, a little bit of overextension by the Slaughter.
Yeah, they decided to go in with like 20 HP, and that definitely didn't work out. Now Shadow Demon comes around. He only has half HP. Crystal Maiden will have Nova cooldown just a bit. There's a net coming down here as well. Shadow Demon will be going down. We do see a Clarity coming out from Archie, but he's not going to have enough mana in any time soon to get off his nuke. We have Starter coming back in here, and he's going to find a couple low here. Crystal Maiden might actually be going down. Sprint might be level here just for right now. There's a slow coming on the Naga, but don't want to dive into the tower range, and kind of what we expected earlier. You know, 2 kills every 2 minutes.
Well, this is Starsboba, and they just sort of go with whatever they think will work, and I guess they think they can beat Mineski in terms of laning phase, as Krob versus Quap. Definitely lane we don't see it very often at all. Quap is a very stable pick. Even in the Dota 2 scene, she's seen quite frequently, as Krob is going to have a difficult time when she runs out of mana. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain, with a better attack animation, better, you know, access to the runes, better things in general, can just
better mobility.
just out-harass the Krob until she gets pretty tanky, as Slaughter, level 2, not going very well for them, as they have given up 2 kills, and then the Vices on the team, that Soul Assumption nerf just really destroying Visage in terms of the dominant laner that he used to be.
Yeah, maybe this is why we don't see it play being too often, because that Soul Assumption, I do believe the mana cost is 200 at level 1. You can see at level 2, he still cannot cast 2 at one go. The item choice is usually to pick up a very early magic stick.
Oh, what a fissure block.
Oh,
wow.
That's not going to be good here, and he's going to be going down. There's a disruption, though, but he's really trapped. His fissure's not going anywhere. Oh, it's going to be close. No, he's going to go down regardless. Slaughter chasing Ray, Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden dies in the jungle as well, so a lot of action, but not sure how this favors, or who this actually favors. Seems like Shaker, who's surviving a lot of these engagement, and same with Naga. They're getting a lot more level. Yeah, Crystal Maiden's dying, but you know, that's fine. You have a level 4 Naga who is getting increasingly more difficult to go down. His nuke gets a lot more stronger as well. Another gank here on the Naga, another good fissure though. That's what I mean. If the fissures are good, there's really no kills going towards the Scourge side.
Let's see what you did there. You can't. You have to go back to roots on this.
It is so hard to switch, you know, between 2 games.
Get on my level. It's so easy for me. It's because I don't cast very much. Meanwhile, you cast like 822 matches a day, as it looks like Krob is going to do some creep pulls, and DK, knowing that he's getting out harassed, is just going to root control it up, going to get that regen rune. But TA, one of those very momentum-based heroes. And actually, I think the Pino is aimed for an 8-minute Blink Dagger on TA, just really rush the Blink Dagger after treads, and once she gets that, she's quite deadly. Unfortunately, on the Sentinel side, they have pretty natural tanks. They have Naga, who's a very effective tank. They have DK, who's very strong, and Corrosive Breath combined with the Frostbite and the Shadow Strike damage over time going to really reduce that TA's effectiveness. Of course, those are all situational, and yeah, TA still, if she picks up a fast enough Blink Dagger, should be able to do a lot of havoc. As meanwhile, Slaughter's getting a lot more farm than Naga, but Naga has 2 kills, has a bit of an experience advantage. Actually, very slight experience damage. So overall, I think Naga is favored a bit more because she has those 2 kills, but you can't really let Slaughter free farm, especially in combination with the TA.
Yeah, I think the pressure is more so on the Scourge side right now. They need to get the double blink, one on Slaughter, one on TA to truly get the ganking game off. Whereas the Radiance, or excuse me, Sentinel side, really have to just sit there and get that Naga farm to the Radiance Vanguard phase, that kind of thing. And they definitely have to late game, especially with Naga. You can actually dispel the amp damage by splitting into your mirror images. So all the late game potential is really in the favor of the Radiant. Goddamn. On the Sentinel side. So really, it's up to Scourge to get the aggression going, and getting that early game farm here again on the Slaughter is very key for that. Meanwhile, a little bit of engagement happening on the mid lane, couple hits being traded. I'm actually very curious on why you actually pointed out in terms of the. I guess DK has better rune control, but seems like bot is going to have a gank. Fissure's already used, and I do believe Shaker's going to go down. So something doing some big damage. They're going to go down. Slaughter not going down. There's Nova, though. That might be enough. Do we have a bite? Looks like no bite here just yet. Naga taking some damage. Another Soul Assumption's going to be coming down. So no bottling. And he said, No balling up from the Archie. He's going to drop off another Soul Assumption. Does have 5 charges on the Magic Wand, so he can get back in it very, very quickly. These fights are just not ending.
Yeah, and looks like Shadow Demon's gonna get netted, but Naga is gonna go too deep. She went too deep as the Inception theme track sounds resoundingly as Fissure being dropped, gonna kill the Slaughter. Nicely done. So Naga for Slaughter, but in terms of overall lane distribution, I think it's favoring Senna as Crystal Main, 1 tick away, just barely survived, literally at 8 HP as this Earthshaker is gonna menacingly drive away the opponents, and then the opponents realize that, oh, we can just see you because you're melee. But what are you gonna say about DK? What are you gonna say? You're gonna criticize me.
Yeah, I was about to.
Right.
I was like, I don't think either team really cares about rune controlling, but I did see DK take a rune earlier, and looks like TA is warding off the rune spot. I guess they are looking for things like a regen or a haste rune that could really turn the tide of the mid lane around, but I feel like they really just want to bottle crow and stay in the lane as much as possible and make sure they deny and last it as many times as they can. So I don't think really rune controlling is what they are after, but if indeed that's what they're after, then DK...
Yeah, I was just pointing out in terms of overall rune control, DK has the advantage. In terms of overall harassment, TA has the advantage, especially since DK is not going to his Elder Dragon form level 1, which does that DOT Corrosive Breath. As meanwhile, it looks like Slaughter versus Naga. The Naga duo is continually fighting it out, and Slaughter losing out a little bit as Riptide is going to be casted, reducing the armor quite a bit. And if you look on the I was about to say the dire side, the Scourge side, they have a lot of minus armor themselves, so it can really reduce the effectiveness of that DK. As looks like Fish is going to be dropped, going to get one more hit on that Naga. Can they actually kill her? That's the question. Why didn't you just cast a Soul Assumption, bro?
Oh, there's a sleep here, and that's going to make the gank very, very difficult, and the Bird's not going to get in range for his not nuke. I think he was holding to that nuke. Yeah, he didn't fire it. He wanted to get the last hit or something. I'm not sure whether that worked out for the best, but if that nuke didn't kill, then the slip would have gated him out. But actually, Naga's still staying in lane, no regen now. Looks like Shaker might be a little bit trouble. We could actually have a slow here from the Bird, and that he's dropping it right now. We do have a frostbite on the... Uh-oh. David's going to go down. Nice disruption. Defensively being used, but Slaughter with Illusion is going to go down. There's a net Crystal Maiden. It's going to do some right clicks. There's a right clicks, not going to be enough. There's a frost block that's going to do the job, but Naga's going to go down to his 2 carry trading up. And looks like the Shaker, again, very aggressive in terms of positioning. We do have 9 charges on the wand. He's going to pop it right now. And Archie doing some big right click damage. He's going to have the Soul Assumption coming off cooldown. He's going to grab on the Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden is going to go down here. And Shaker with the boot speed will be able to bring himself out. He does have 7 charges on the Magic Wand, but there's this trap here. And I think with the trap, he's going to go down for sure. Or at the very least, TA is going to have another cooldown to get another trap in.
Oh, these jukes! Strong jukes by Woots, as he does have enough mana to drop another Fissure, as looks like the Birds have been summoned the Familiars, and they're going to drop the Fissure, but now Woots is totally screwed.
Yep.
And looks like Archie picked it up from the familiar damage from that AoE stun, as meanwhile on the top lane, Queen of Pain got a kill on the Crobolus. And I think the X factor in this game is actually Crob, and how good she can get into the mid game, because he did say that Sentinel has a better late game, but looks like another dive is going to go on the bottom lane. Slaughter taking so much burst damage, but Visage is just being so devastating in these engagements. But meanwhile, it was actually an exchange that favored the Sentinel as DK comes in from the backside, going to get one more hit off on Archie. Archie barely able to escape. Nicely done. Can he get the TP out? Frost Nova is not going to be casted. Oh, he got the TP out. Nicely played by Archie.
That was close here. TA in position. They're going to Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden takes a huge hit. It's going to go down right now. And DK in trouble. Those Purge, don't underestimate the power of the early game damage. And he's going to get off another stun here. There's a Purge being used on the DK as well. Massive damage coming in against Dragonite. Very high in terms of HP. The no stun here being dropped by Archie. That Bird just flying around. Finally is going to come down with stun, but really, and we have reinforcement coming from the Sentinel side. Shadow Demon's going to go down. Fissure, great Fissure. We do have Templar Assassin out of mana at this point here, but he's going to go into Invincible. He's going to, wow, using Phase Wheel and Trap, just kiting around the Shaker. Real kite here being done up by the TA. Coming back here, unfortunately, he's totally out of mana. Dragonite's going to get a Fire Breath for the kill. Now Slaughter's turning to the left to chase away the Dragonite. Dragonite with treads and 4 charges on the wand. He's going to find himself Illusion Rune and will be balling him. There's a trap slowing him down. He's going to pop his rune very quickly, so but another slow comes in, and I do believe he will be going down to a Soul Assumption. Archie getting so many kills, unstoppable streak, and he needs to get going. He needs that kind of start to actually make an impact in the game. I wonder what item's going to be. Mecha is the most common item, but if you want something more aggressive, things like a Medallion Courage or a Force Staff or even an Urn might not be too bad. Another engagement
Net being dropped on the Slaughter.
Dropping.
As Crush is going to be popped on the Naga, it looks like Slaughter is going to be able to escape as Soul Assumption is doing so much work, 300 mana, so he can still be able to utilize that 4-second cooldown to its maximum effect. As it looks like Jay picked up another kill, really exposing this Scrub, and Earthshaker TP'd up top, didn't even get the assist, as Jay is doing a nice job in terms of keeping the Scrub down. And like I said earlier, right before the endless ganks happened, the literally 2-minute long streak of ganking that happened on the bottom lane, I think Krav is the X Factor, because she is one of those intelligence carries who's really, really devastating. As it looks like the Demonic Purge is going to go off on the Queen of Pain, and they're going to disrupt the Earthshaker. Another nice fissure being dropped, as looks like the Shadow Demon completely trapped in Earth. Oh my god, Quap literally lives with about 5 HP. Unfortunate for the Shadow Demon, he is going to mourn his loss for ages to come.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Can we pause the game, please?
Yes, I'm paused at 25:09. And we're back. Hopefully no more Acts of God will continue, as I have just unpaused, and I'm at 25:14, 15, 16, 17. As you see DK drawing off a Dragon Tail on TA, solo HP, the fraction is popped off, and she survives with 70 HP, gonna do that bottle crow that she loves to do oh so much, as TA getting a little bit owned by this DK, and DK is gonna go for that Lothar's Edge. I mean, it used to be very common, but I've seen it actually die out a bit as Earthshaker is invisible, trying to get a gank up on the TA. Let's see if this happens. TA just pops the Reflection, and Earthshaker decides to come up, drops the Echo Slam, and now he drops the Fissure. Oh my god, this Earthshaker, a comedy of errors. Kravlis is coming from the rear, gonna get one last hit off. Nicely done by the Templar Assassin. Poor Earthshaker, what was he doing, man?
Man, just not a lucky day to be a cow, man. Definitely was sent to the kitchen for that one. But yeah, you were talking about the Lothar's build on the Dragonite, which actually is a fairly common build for a while in the Pinoy scene. I'm not sure if it's been dying out because I haven't been watching Pinoy Dota for a bit, but the reason you go for the build is actually you use DK as more of an initiator and aggressive farmer. You can see DK farming very depths of the enemy territory in late game situation like a Morphling, like Anti-Mage would, considering that you have very, very high survivability as well as a escape spell. Back in the mid lane here, Nova and a Bite will be going off against Jessica. It's definitely going to go down for sure here, as long as Jay's going to do his job here. He's going to blink up the hill. Slaughter comes right in, so that's going to be a very dangerous blink. Ooh, nice dodge here by Jay, but he misses his Queen of Pain. He might be going down very low in terms of HP. Meanwhile, Fissure not going to get the last hit, but now Slaughter chasing away 2 supports, and I think he's going to win against these 2 supports, and Shaker losing HP rapidly. M damage on him. There's a slow from the trap, and he's going to go down for sure. One more hit is going to do it. No, he's going to magic bond up, but he's not going to survive through that crush. Nicely done. And seems like Queen of Pain does a bottle up or regen up, however he did it, but Queen of Pain being chased away by the TA. Not going to dive the tower against the Crystal Maiden. Very dangerous thing to do. And that should be it for the action.
Meanwhile, on the bot lane, looks like the Dragon Knight came in for a gank, and I don't know if we had this in the pause before many of the technical difficulties happened, but Dragon Knight chose to level up that Dragon form instead of sticking with that level 1 Corrosive Breath, which does DOT to the TA, which prevents a lot of refraction charges, and now we just saw the TA own the Crystal Main up. I only caught the remnants of that kill, but I think you can guess what happened. Crystal Main got totally owned in hot girl-on-girl action.
That is something I could get behind of in more than a couple of ways. But anyways, in terms of the leveling of Dragon form, yeah, that goes back to what I'm saying. They really play DK as a farmer. And I guess Dragon form is pretty good for tower pushing, but aside from tower pushing, you see this Dragon Knight farming ancients or farming neutrals and ancients a lot, to be honest. So having the splash would actually accelerate farm in conjunction of the spammage on Fire Breath, and that's how the Pinoys love to play him.
Yeah, but I mean, a Corrosive Breath against Refraction, it's pretty good. I mean, one of the hard counters to Templar Assassin is Veno, because of his massive amounts of DOT. I mean, TA versus Veno is not even a contest, so I don't know. I'm favoring Corrosive Breath even in this case. I mean, I'm not a huge Like, I like the level 2 Dragon form in a lot of situations, especially if you're able to utilize its farm, but I think Corrosive Breath would just be so much better. As Slaughter's going to dive in deep, trying to get this Earthshaker up, as so much damage being thrown out by the Templar Assassin.
And not just to the main target as well. The side blade bounced all the way to Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden did not get hit at all, but she was, look at her HP, that was not getting hit at all, but definitely going to go down right here. A teleportation comes in. Who is that? That's a Queen of Pain. Jay does already have the Bloodstone finish, going to be too, but gets driven back immediately, and good choice for him to back out. He's completely seen right now. We have Naga fighting against the birds, but the birds, one stun, a second stun will be coming down here. A little bit of Warcraft surround against Archie. Archie in a little bit of trouble. Here comes Slaughter to get off a stun. He is going to get off, and now Jay in huge trouble. Jay's going to go down. Look at the nukage coming here from the skirt side. And Naga knows what's best, and he's going to back out for now, trying to juke some here with the illusion. Here comes Shaker. It's going to be a drop. Big angle slam here. The Visor is going to go down, but it seems like Naga's going to go down as well. Now Shaker's going to try to run out. Unfortunately, the trap will slow him down. The birds chasing up. And this is what I mean. The birds actually become increasingly better if you have a lot of slows and stun to actually set him up. Triple kill being picked up here by the TA. He definitely is going to have the Blink Dagger right after this.
Yeah, really beating Mineski at its own game in terms of ganking. As meanwhile, looks like Mineski, they're trying to get some farm up. Earthshaker dropped a very nice Echo Slam. Unfortunately, no backup whatsoever. And you mentioned the burst damage. I mean, combine the Visage, massive amounts of nukes. TA, one of the most bursty hero, even though she has no real nuke. She has a very strong pseudo nuke, which is going to only become more and more effective, or less and less effective, my bad, but it's still going to be very lethal. As Krob, taking that time, farm to Hooded Defiance, going to go for that Pipe of Insight against the Earthshaker and Riptide, but that's really it. I think maybe going a bit tanky, going to go for even a Heaven's Halberd or something would be a better choice in my opinion than a Hood.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the Hood, but
Hood's decent. There's some, I mean, there's some spells. There's Nova, Fissure, Fire Breath, and things as such. But I think I'm a bigger fan of Heaven's Halberd as we see a kill going on the bot lane. That was a solo dive. So if you're more watching that, that's a kill. Blink Dagger does give you that insane range in terms of.
How'd you know? Are you actually looking at my computer?
Well, I mean, you know, it's a kill in the tier 2 tower in the bot lane with no one nearby.
Are you saying my map awareness is beyond shit? Is that what you're
saying? Not beyond shit, but maybe on Luminous level, so
dang.
Which is pretty bad.
Oh, so they're on Nebula level. That's the ultimate insult.
Yeah. I'm gonna, yeah, okay, let's agree to that one. But one thing I want to point out is Naga's got himself 4 deaths, but 7 assists. Naga's been dying quite a bit, and that's gonna delay any type of late game aspirations. Only got a Vanguard. And might get ganked off a couple more times. A Haste's Shadow Demon comes in. No Purge, actually. I guess a little bit worried about Teleport Scroll. Looks like TA is going to miss a kill as someone teleports out. Slaughter chasing in. And looks like does get a trap off against Shaker. Shaker now in huge trouble. Here's a stun, and a couple more hits going to do it. Yeah, huge meld hit. Wow.
Yeah, DK actually TP'd out, but managed to escape as he picks up a kill as he managed to run back. He TP'd actually to the bottom tier 1 tower, picked up kill on Rekka, who is the Shadow Demon. So Shadow Demon not having the best time, but you know, one of those heroes who's really ridiculous in the game, but nice job by Jay and RR to pick up a kill, stopping the reign of terror being thrown down by the Templar Assassin. Meanwhile, Visage is in a lot of trouble. Visage, a very, very survivable hero, gonna drop the stun. He's gonna be able to escape. Oh, the net being dropped by Naga, and now Archie is gonna give him a huge streak. Nope, he already gave it up before. But Oa picks up a killing spree. DK farming quite well, and that level 2 Dragon's Breath is only going to keep his farm going even faster.
Yeah, another cool usage that we saw from the level 2 Dragon form is the fact that he was able to destroy the birds in 1 shot, or 2 shots to be more exact. But Dragonite, as he's killing the Visage, a little bit of improper micro on the birds, and it was box drag, so all 3 units were moving at the same time, and that fire splash earned himself like I guess it was 150 per pop, or maybe 100 gold per pop, but that was some big earning being picked up by the Dragonite, as well as the kill, so he earned quite a bit of money. But it looks like we do have a little bit of offensive smoke gang. They want to get something done behind the tier 2 tower. They're going to run right into a Slaughter. Slaughter's very tanky hero. But I think we're going to have some defensive disruption. That should be it. Can you burst down the Slaughter? There's a stun here. Slaughter's going to drop on the armor. Mineski on the Dragonite. Now we're going to focus on the Shaker. Shaker will be going down. Crystal Maiden already dead. Not going to teleport out. Shaker's going to get the get easily destroyed, and looks like DK is going to somehow make it out alive. M damage still, revealing him. Lothar not doing too much. Is going to pick up a double damager, and unfortunately, a single trap is all they really need to slow him down and definitely get the kill there.
Yeah, as a sleeping dropped off, saving DK's life. Wow. Nice reinforcements by Jules. The trap's going to pop up. Only going to catch Jules, unfortunately. And the amp damage is going to reveal that DK Slayer is going to be out to sprint in. A Dragon Tail going to get one more hit. And Jessica picks up the last hit with the Carrion Swarm. Nicely played by Starsboba. And one of the key things about Starsboba's lineup is they can literally take Roshan in about 10 seconds. Like, it's pretty ridiculous. With the meld damage, with the amp damage, they have the Grave Chiller to pop off that spell shield, and whenever they want, they can pretty much take it, but I guess since they know that they're trying to defend their towers, they know they can take it anytime they want, and they have the wards or they have the traps to provide a lot of map control. And before that gank, before Krob smartly TP'd in, I was about to say, this Krob isn't doing anything.
Yeah, she's not. Well, I mean, she got some farm, got the Bloodstone. Unfortunately, Naga's gonna get ganked on the bottom. He's gonna pop his mirror image. I do believe that's his skill's name. One really important note: if you ever play this in a pub lineup, you know, your TA or excuse me, your Naga and your versus the TA, try to pop your slow as the try to dodge a mail hit, or if you don't dodge it, definitely pop your spell after the mail hit because it does take away the minus armor. But now he is gonna get caught trying to teleport out. Good luck with that one. Oh, he's gonna make never mind. It looked close.
Meanwhile, a giant team fight happening up top. Jay doing a lot of work, gonna kill the Slaughter. Immediately, Shadow Demons on the retreat. They already picked up the tower. As Jay is getting ridiculously farmed out, clutch silence gonna save the life of the Shadow Demon.
Maybe, you know Jay's gonna blink right in, he's gonna get the kill. Unfortunately, Jessica, no ultimate. Silence is still on cooldown. Jay's gonna make it out there alive. That's gonna fuel Queen of Pain to get himself another Bloodstone charges. Look how farmed this Queen of Pain is. Not doing too much in terms of the hero kills department, but definitely getting some key items. Ghost Scepter already being purchased. That's gonna be very good against both TA and the Slaughter. A point booster up as well, upgrading to Axe. So I guess the Bloodstone build is fairly good. You don't count on it, but as a Bloodstone hero dies, and it is on Jay, you know, so you're gonna get some healing in return, and he's gonna not lose that much go in return, and he could come back alive very quickly as well. So it's definitely a very good item buy. It is on Queen of Pain. It's a fairly common hero, a common item purchase on a hero like Queen of Pain. So
oh no, Yuna has that Shadow Strike damage, has the haste, so it's gonna be able to escape. Oh, Jay's gonna go on the chase, and he's gonna melt instead of just run. And I don't think he realized that Queen of Pain hits invisible units. So nice guesswork by Queen of Pain. That was,
I really think he could have just kept running.
Yeah, you had a haste turn. That was just bad.
Well, I wouldn't say bad, maybe a poor decision.
It was interesting, and by interesting I mean bad.
A poor decision. Let's just leave it at that.
It's not like your only thing when you say it's funny. It's just when I say interesting, interesting is the word that my art teacher used to refer to something as bad.
Well, I mean, you know, everything's subjective. It's all good. The big gang coming here on the top lane. Slaughter is going to find himself a Shaker. Amp damage goes on Shaker. Shaker's HP will be dropping. He's got himself a couple of stuns. There's a silence to prevent him to use the stun, but Crystal Maiden and the Queen of Pain coming in. But now, nice blink here to dodge a stun. And now, Yellow, it's hasting in. No, just slithering, sorry. With the phase boot, he looked like it was hazing. Somehow still got the Vanguard. Looks like they want to get something done on the top lane. Quite a bit of action, and unfortunately, no one really has farmed because of that. Everyone's been dying and TPing back in the lane. And the highest creep kill is Queen of Pain, as you expect, with that flash farming skill, 153. But aside from her, no one's even near any kind of CS. I guess DK's got 83 and 73 on Naga. Yeah, Sentinel's out farming the Scourge quite a bit, to be honest.
I mean, Slaughter has 27 creep kills. Meanwhile, Krob, who is not really having too much of a significant impact, has 97. Gonna pick up that ultimate, or gonna try to go for that Hex, but I mean, it was looking not that good in terms for Mineski. They're getting ganked, but they're really utilizing the counter ganking. They're going to push the towers, gain a lot of map control, really prevent the Scourge from doing a lot of Roshan attempts. As looks like Star is going to slither in once more. As Queen of Pain going to blink in. What? Oh, Ghost Scepter. I was like, why couldn't you meld, bro? As Shadow Strike's going to be dropped on the retreating Slaughter, and that's going to be the end of that. I mean, TA, she can chase for only so long. As meanwhile, Naga's going to continue that farm. Check out our gold really fast, 2400. It's going to be interesting to see if she picks up that relic. As meanwhile,
bot lane, and this is what I mean by Dragonite using that spell to go offensively. No, using the loadout defensively, but there was a Sensual on the ground. I guess they were expecting that one. Shadow Demon was farming with the Sensual down, man. I guess that's how you prepare against a Dragonite who goes Lothar, but he definitely wanted to get a solo kill, and if he ever got melee range, he's gonna get it. Back in the mid lane, Naga trying to do, what is he trying to do? Push down a tower by himself? I guess so.
Meanwhile, it looks like there's more action going on the top lane. Earthshaker dropping the Echo Slam. Slardar is chasing so much, but taking so much damage from the Screaming Pain and Sonic Wave. And Earthshaker is going to be the first one to fall. They're going to turn to try to pick up Jay. Jay is just going to say, I don't give a shit. As looks like Naga's going to be able to escape? What's she doing? She's going to pop the sleep, and thanks to that new sleep, if anybody tries to gank her, she can keep it up, but
the
sleep
birds
is running out quite soon, and the birds, they are magic immune. Naga, misplay in my opinion, and that's going to set back her ratings for him by quite a bit, but meanwhile DK not giving any sorts of stuff, as he's only had
no F
Zoltars.
were given that day.
Yeah.
No F were given that day. Queen of Pain in a little bit of trouble. The traps are slowing her down. She does have a blink and a Ghost Scepter, so I do believe she's completely fine. She's actually going to go on the offensive. Dragon Knight now is coming back to how Sonic Wave does hit on one unit and one unit only here. Oh no! Looks like Queen of Pain is going to go down. Dragon Knight is going to be surrounded by 3 or 4, 5 to be in fact. Dragon Knight is going to go down. Conveniently, they're right next to the Roach Pit. They're going to go in right now. Someone decides to drop an urn on a poison unit. Yeah, good move on that DWS mechanic. But that's cool. They're going to get Roach.
Well, I mean, Urn works against Huskar, so just saying.
What?
You know, when Huskar
Level 1.
is burning
Yes.
the sphere.
Yes. But not Huskar. Huskar not in the game. TA picks up the Aegis.
Nicely done. As even though DK has been farming, I mean, he really hasn't picked up any items whatsoever, and he's been dying. So Starsboba, after a little bit of a slip up, it was 20 to 26, but now a commanding lead back in favor of Starsboba. They are lacking in terms of towers, but with the immense amount of burst DPS that they have. But it looks like Jay has the right idea, picking up the Ghost Scepter, and against the Ghost Scepter, there's not really too much that Scourge can do, and meanwhile CM gonna get terrorized by all of these birds. And Visage, he's a pretty good counter to Ghost Scepter because he's got that 4-second cooldown, huge damage nuke, and Krob gonna do a lot of work. Meanwhile, Jay gonna get silenced, is gonna die once more, he's gonna get purged. The purge actually removed the silence. Jay might be able to live just from that, as Soul Catcher's gonna be dropped, and now the Grave Shell Disruption's gonna be casted once more, and they're just giving Jay all sorts of time, but he's silenced once more, and he shall be going down.
I don't know, that regen's really big, but I know the physical hits are just too much. Yeah, Starsboba's gotta get not as such sloppy in terms of the ganks. Jay's been giving a lot of time to survive. Unfortunately, it wasn't the best time to use his Ghost Scepter or maybe a blink, and he didn't survive. Maybe not the best place to blink to. But I gotta ask your opinion on this. What do you think about the item choices on Slaughter and Krob? The double hoods. It seems like they're clearly worried about. Looks like top here. We're gonna see a gank against this. TA is gonna be fine. He definitely still has the Aegis. And oh my goodness, look at him just blowing up all those illusions. But what do you think about the hood? They're definitely very worried about magical survivability. But with Naga and Dragon are getting stronger and stronger, I'm not sure if that's even the correct item purchase.
I'm not really too sure. I mean, he's been farming abysmally. He literally is farming about. He's like 1.1 creeps per minute at this rate. So I mean, Hood in terms of survivability is pretty cheap. It gives you a good amount of regen. I think Vanguard is very stable.
Yeah, I mean, why not Vanguard instead of Hood?
Maybe he just he didn't really feel like he could afford the bigger parts, as Naga's going to split up the Magic Wand, he's going to cast a sleep. Will he actually TP out, or is he just going to chill for a bit again? He's going to try to get a kill on the Templar Assassin, and I don't know why this Naga never appears to, like, sleep TP, as reinforcements from DK are going to come in, and he's going to go on the offensive. Meanwhile, Jay picking up so many kills. Sorry, I missed those. As the Aegis is being popped, DK going to get amped, going to pop the BKB. So very huge. He's going to go on the Krob, but Krob and all this physical damage is going to do work even against the DK BKB.
No, he's going to try to TP out. We make it. No, the Ghost doing some huge damage. Great synergy on the Scourge squad. The minus armor from these two hero and the Ghost doing physical damage, hero physical damage. So, you know, you really need armor to reduce that. Meanwhile, engagement happening. No, that's just an illusion.
It's just like when literally this is over 2 kills per minute. So when anything happens, you're just like, oh, meanwhile, engagement's happening.
Yeah, man, 2 kills 2 minutes. Didn't I say that?
You did say that, and you are apparently a prophet. I didn't really expect this from Starsboba, especially with the Krob lineup.
But I'm telling you, it's like tentacle hentai. As I've heard, if you watch one, you watch them all. So.
But it's Starsboba, man. They don't do that usually. They
I mean,
usually...
Starsboba definitely is Pinoing it up in terms of playstyle. They got two curls. They're massive ganking. They're not farming very well. I gotta say the late game is very much so in the favor of the Sentinel side. Yeah, Scourge got a couple more kills. They got 11 more kills, but they're really making a headway into the enemy base. In fact, the enemy's got the Pinoy teams here has got all the towers, all the exterior tower, and look at the tower difference. You expect a team with 11 more kills to get some tower going. This is a lot more lopsided than the scoreboard would suggest.
Yeah, I mean, even though they're 11 kills up, it seems like Mineski, they have a lot of things going for them. They have the BKB on DK, although it didn't prove to be too useful in that last engagement. But with his entire team behind him, and especially with Earthshaker picking up that Blink Dagger, he's going to be really, really crucial in terms of fighting the Scourge heroes blinking in, going to disable everybody for quite a bit of time. Meanwhile, Jay ridiculously farmed, and looks like Starsboba, they sense that their window is running out. They're going to try to go for a push. Crop picked up that Hex, Lanaya picked up that BKB, but I mean, Crop Hex is going to be really, really useful in any stage of the game, but Lanaya BKB, it'll be okay, especially our Shaker BKB. But maybe Lanaya, I guess without the Aegis, she felt a little bit more vulnerable. Usually when you see Lanaya get the Aegis, she goes right for the Deso. But since the Aegis already expired, she's going to go for that BKB, which is definitely a safe way to buy, as the bird's just providing so much of a constant threat. It's like the Alfred Hitchcock movie. Ever seen that?
Nope, not culture. Karina Payne blinks up on the high ground. They do reveal that immediately she is seen, she's going to blink back to the low ground. Seems like Scourge really a little bit afraid to go into the tower range. They do have the pipe. Might want to pop it right now, or maybe they're saving it for the uphill push. Seems like that is the case. There's a sleep just to delay, and Dragonite is pushing on the bot. Creepy Liverman pushing on the top. Seems like we're going to have a little bit of engagement happening here. Naga microing his illusion. Here we go. Crystal Maiden dropping ultimate. She's going to be going down. There's a Ghost Scepter being popped. Dragonite doing some big damage. Being blocked most of it by Refraction. A Crop in position, but Crop's going to get blown up. Why is she in the middle of the fight? Wow, that's not a good position to be in. She's going to get killed right from the get-go. Slaughter is going to die. The bird is going to die here, and seems like the Sentinel is going to win this fight easily. Poor position.
Really sloppy play by Starsboba. That was really bad.
That's an embarrassing team fight.
I mean, Crop popped her ultimate literally when she was at about a 4th HP. What's the deal? It was on cooldown, I guess, but why would she be in the front then? I don't know any reason for that. Slaughter just got completely worked. Everybody got completely worked for the most part. And looks like they're going to try to pick up a kill on Yuna. Yuna caught in the middle of nowhere, and the Frostlight's going to go down. Ethereal Blade being picked up on Jay, and now they're going to pick up do some chain stunning, going to drop the Nova Sonic Wave for the one last final taunt kill. And Starsboba got completely wiped. What is going on, Starsboba? Come on, guys. Raiden's being picked up on Naga, so even more DPS going to be outputted, and Naga very, very tanky. It's going to be really difficult to kill her, especially with the single target DPS, unless they get perfect Psyblades off to kill all those illusions immediately, which can happen.
I definitely question the choice that Sentinel did just do, spend 3 to chase a TA. Instead, they could have got the mid-racks by now, but everyone's back on Scourge, so the Scourge team playing sloppy, the Pinoy team a little bit sloppy as well, but they're going to go right in to find another team fight. They're definitely stronger in this case. You can see DK, he's walking right, popping the BKB, focusing on Slaughter. Jay on the background, just get one kill right in the Shadow Demon now, focusing. But we have Slaughter just really in trouble. It's going to run out, but look at the nets flying in. He's going to go down, and DK still very healthy. He could go back in the Dragon form very soon after this. Rax fully exposed, and I do expect this Rax is going to go down right now.
Krav respawn. She's going to try to usher everybody away, but Jay is just going to keep hitting those racks. Meanwhile, I had a bit of FPS lag. I apologize for that. But it looks like it has been resolved. DK going to go in for the early Elder Dragon form. Going to kill Visage one more time. E-Blade getting the last hit. Che doing the Master of KS at this point in the game. And they just ignore the Krav, which you can do when you have very survivable heroes like a tanky Naga, like a very, very farm Dragon Knight. And they might even go on the offensive. The Ghosts have expired, but TA is just respawned. They're going to try to go on the offensive anyway, going to try to kill the Krav. Krav is going to die one more time. Really, really not being too effective in this game. And TA is in so much trouble, going to pop the BKB. Looks like they're going to chase. They have that Naga net that can go through BKB, and they're going to go on the offensive. Going to meld just to survive. Looks like the Radiant Stand is going to try to do all the work they can.
Well, now I guess switching his, having his illusions nearby. I mean, you were saying earlier in terms of what Radiance or what the Sentinels got in terms of blowing that refraction charge. Yeah, they got a couple of spells. They got the Radiance, they got the Poison. Crystal Maiden Bite does that as well. So I think they got a couple of ways to answer the refraction, and that could be why they're winning so well. But it seems like the Naga it will be finally going down. Boy, that took forever. Jay might be in trouble. There's some first hit bash. That's pretty cool. He's gonna go down. But again, with the Bloodstone charge, it's going to be responding very quickly. Checking on the items real fast. No, never mind that. Dragonite getting chased, and I think he might be going down here. He does have the BKB on cooldown. Unfortunately, pops a Lodar and is going to get way out of there. Shaker reveals himself and blinks out.
I just let out a big sigh because it is 67 kills in 35 minutes. Action non-stop, as looks like there's going to be finally a bit of downtime. And Scourge, they still have the Roshan advantage. They can still melt it. So they're not completely out of the woods, but I think really having such an underfarm Slaughter is going to be eventually their downfall. Picked up the Pipe of Insight. It's not really going to do too much.
He had it during the push on the mid. I don't think he ever used it, or if he did use it, he definitely did not block the Sonic Wave. Not only Slaughter's underfarmed, the Visage is I mean, he's not really a hero at this point in the game. He doesn't really do too much. Crobulus, what Crobulus really needs is a strong frontline tanker and some slows. Now the TA is going to provide you the slow, so your your ghosts could keep chasing, but you need still someone to tank in the front line, and Slaughter right now is not doing that job. Crobulus herself, she's not really tank. I think Heaven's Halberd would have been a godsend.
Oh my god, it's on! The couriers died. Now Mineski, their eyes have gone red. They see nothing but red. It's going to be go time. Like, what's going to happen when a crow dies? I've never seen this.
Jay's going to farm more. That's what's going to happen. And probably die as well.
Man, you are so anticlimactic. It looks like Jay indeed does, but nice defensively being dropped. The bird's going to be microed to keep Jay in place, or to keep whoever in place, as Naga's going to be in a lot of trouble. Luminous getting ganked by his sisters. Naga's taking so much damage. The illusions have already been split off. Jules is going to be the first one to fall. Amplify damage and the Soul Assumption doing so much work, as it looks like Jay might be in a little bit of trouble, but all the while DK just going to continue farming it up on top lane like a Brood anti-mage combination. Picks up that tower easily, and even though the God damn it.
The
Scourge. We're on the offensive in that team fight. DK just doing way too much work. He's going to be able to pick up the kill. Picked up an Armlet, very late Armlet, or not even that late, it's 37 minutes in the game. As DK going to pop the BKB, going to try to use it to kill all of the illusions and the birds, and DK is going to be dead as well. Earthshaker going to drop the Echo Slam, hitting absolutely nothing except for creeps, but Crystal Main doing work with that ultimate Ghost Scepter.
I think Crystal Maiden is going to die right here.
Worth it.
I have a hunch for that. He's going to go down here. Shaker's got the Blink Dagger and is coming off cooldown. We'll be able to blink out. Force Staff is going to be the next item. Meanwhile, though, Queen of Pain pushing the bot lane as well. There's a TP into a Hex, and we're going to have Silence to follow up. Unfortunately, really no real DPS output. I guess you could pop the ult for that, but really it's not worth it. And Queen of Pain doing some nuke, turn around and drop off yet and the nuke. There's an ult being popped, but she's gonna just blink right out. That's a very late ult to be popping. That's gonna be a waste. I don't like that choice either. That's where I say bad. It's not even just poor or suboptimal. That's just bad. But
oh, Jay staying way too long, as the blink TA is never gonna let her escape, but sleep being popped once again. Pretty low cooldown. I feel like everybody's sleeping. Even though there's been kills going on, sleep seems to always be up in every fight, every chase. As Krob Ultimate is about to go down, and they have 70 seconds to take a team fight to push towers. Meanwhile, Visage being ganked by the DK, gonna easily get the kill. He's gonna get in a little bit of trouble, gonna pop the BKB himself. They're gonna kill Jessica very easily, as Yuna is stuck in the middle of the trees. DK might be able to escape. He has the Lothar's Edge. Sentry Ward scouting out the last bit, but the lanes are all being pushed very MYM-esque, or the old MYM-esque, as they've been doing a lot of split pushing. Naga in a lot of trouble, is going to take the fall once more. Sleep is definitely not on cooldown, or not off cooldown yet. Jay just going to escape. 11 charges on the Bloodstone, and Theroblade just being very, very effective in keeping her alive, as a lot of the Scourge lineup just do a lot of physical damage, but not really too much in terms of holding Jay in place.
They're gonna go in the Roche pit. A very interesting way to do it with the creep scouting out. That creep is just like, yeah, well, I want to do Roche too. Me too. Me too. And
yeah, and they don't have a single target spell that can disable the spell shield.
They use the M damage for it. Now Queen of Pain comes right in. What's with Jay, man? Jay's like, dude, I'm gonna get kills, and he's gonna go right on the Slaughter. Slaughter just not tank out. Look at his HP. He's gonna go down to Crystal Maiden, and that's just embarrassing in this stage of the game. Shaker's gonna try to run. Shaker does have to force that, and he will be forcing himself away. This TA will be starting to get Kaida. Can he get the one kill? No, he can't even get that one kill. A little bit sad here. As Woods doing some mad jukes.
Moment of silence.
Moment of silence. This, do you know what this is called? This is called garbage time. Like, we have 18 kills being traded, but the game is already well decided.
It's like when a basketball team has an 18-point lead, and you know the other team they managed to cut it to like 9 because all the opposing team players are on the bench. But you still, no, it wasn't really. It's not as close as the score seems. As Starsboba.
The thing is, like, Scourge is leading by 5 kills, but again, it's so deceptive. The towers, the items, and the item choice is what tells the tales.
Just decision making by Starsboba, usually pretty top notch, has been questionable at best in my opinion. Not really questionable at best, just a couple moments of bad decisions. Maybe they had different ideas of how things would go, but those few moments, for a team as aggressive Mineski, I mean, if you have a couple of moments of judgment, they're going to gank you, they're going to get kills, and if they don't make as many mistakes as the other team, they're going to be able to take the win. As looks like the Roshan is going to be attacked, going to use the Naga illusion to tank it up, and DK is going to probably pick up the Aegis, and with that, I don't really see any way for Scourge to come back. They might be able to take the Roshan fight, as they might get the top tower, the tier 1 top tower, going to give them a bit of gold, but Roshan, Aegis on DK, I don't see any way to come back from that.
Just to add on to what you were talking about in terms of how quickly these games are going, I guess that's an advantage of having, I guess, a Pinoy playstyle. It's so high action that your enemy don't even have the time to
actually come on! Crystal Maiden Aegis.
Oh, okay, sorry. Got totally confused. I was like, you're disagreeing with me there, but this is gonna be the endgame team fight. Naga walks and initiate. Gonna riptide everyone. Yep, Slaughter is gonna die.
Cool story, bro. As it looks like Jay picks up the kill on Rekka immediately. David being chased down to the ends of the earth, and they're gonna pick up one more kill as David takes the fall as well. Visage, he did work in the early game, but he's not a great pusher. They did not have the pushing necessary to get map control, and looks like TA just being exposed in the late game. Oh my god, this immortal Crystal Main Aegis, 4-staff Ghost Scepter. My god, she's not even gonna die. Oh, she died.
She has Aegis, that's not good. Let's see if TA's gonna try to get that kill. TA's gonna try, you know
this
that.
This is legit moment of silence.
No man, this is...
Oh my god, another kill.
So man, and getting kills, look at that. Oh, I'm telling you! Of course DK did most of the damage, but you know, it's really dull. And
of course.
CM still chasing right now, Yuna in a little bit of trouble, and no detection. I mean, why do you need detection? Because got all these AoE spells. There you go.
As Yuna says "tha," which is not a word, it might be a Vietnamese word or a Tagalog word, as Crystal Main, clearly the MVP of the game, 6-11, but they just could not keep Jay locked in place, and I think Starsboba, they wanted to go for the gank playstyle, tried to beat Mineski at its own game, but they didn't know what to do with it after they got the ganks. That's the real problem that they had, in my opinion.
At this point, it is Dagon 5 time, Necro 3 time, Kill the Throne time. You have a Crystal Maiden, go! Where's your CM? Where's the CM? CM died?
CM
oh
dead.
Man. Good way to defend Throne. Best strat, kill CM. Because, you know, if you don't, that's GG. Okay, the Throne's gonna go down. I think. Wait, didn't the Throne die yet? No, okay.
No, it did?
The creeps are just running around, not doing anything. Anyways, what I want to say before the last team fight broke out is, I feel like when you play against Mineski, the game is so fast. Not only does the caster don't have time to sit down and think, I don't even think the team playing against Mineski has time to sit down and think as well. I mean, if you play against the Chinese, you have like literally 30 minutes to think about, okay, what we're gonna do, what item we're gonna buy, what position we're gonna do. You have time to debate with your team as, you know, your team farms. And this happens, like everything in the Skype is like, oh my god, need TP, oh, need gank, and like all this kind of stuff. The game is too action-packed, and I think that will make you make poor decisions. And I feel like Starsboba has made many poor decisions this game.
I think they just They didn't give enough farm to the starter. They could not. They got a lot of ganks off. They tried to eat Mineski at its own game, but they didn't know how to push with it. And meanwhile, Mineski, they just split push like nobody's business, and really just overthink Starsboba. 87 kills in 43 minutes. My God. I'm gonna take a break from Mineski replays for a bit. I think they'll find some nice soothing ZSMJ old school farming.
Just have to replay on. He's like, talk about my life and all that stuff.
Yes, gonna give my entire life story, like you and Ian do, during the middle of the game.
Yeah,
but still, a very entertaining game nonetheless. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. And any last words?
Nope. Thanks for having me. It was a blast.
Nice joke.
No, it was a blast. It was fun.
Awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm sure you're going to see 800 more Mineski games on Luminous' channel in the near future because that's his forte. Mad play-by-play. No time for analysis. But seriously, expect to see more games in the future and keep a watch out for us in the Premier League. And thank you all for watching and have a fantastic day.